Hello, my name is Will Rogers and I'm the Director of Large Boat Sales for Boston Whaler. It's going to be my pleasure this afternoon to walk you through the 405 Conquest, our new flagship cabin boat. One of the first areas that I'd like to point out is that we do have in the cockpit area the optional summer kitchen. Now in this case we have a nice grill, an optional freezer, drawer storage to the starboard side, and of course a garbage tote to the port side. From there we follow a very close proximity to our 325 and 345 Conquest, where we have a live well in the stern quarter. That's complemented by a dive door, and the dive door, when you have the dive ladder installed, you can flip this little handle around to assist you getting out of the water. Now one of the other features that we have here in the cockpit area is this reversible pilot seat. So you can see that we have ample seating on both port and starboard side to look back at your fishing lines, or if you're on the hook and you have a stern anchor out to the beach, you can enjoy everybody out having a good time on the beach. One of the key things that we can do here though is that we can open up the underside of the cooler and load it up with our lunch and beverages, close that down, and then if we want to dispense from it, we can simply open the small door here to get our beverages. This area is also complemented by a very nice footrest for the person who's sitting here, so their feet are not just dangling. On the starboard side, this entire seat area here is complemented by some very nice storage options. And of course, because we have the summer kitchen on this boat, this is where the grill arrangement normally would be in the standard boat. But we also have a very nice pull-out footrest for the seat, and then of course storage underneath. As we move up into the helm deck area, this is a very versatile area. We have to the starboard side a very nice wet bar that includes storage, a wine rack, an optional cooktop, a sink, a refrigerator, and then a little bit more storage behind it. However, we are also able to convert this rear-facing seat into additional counter space for preparing meals and so forth while we're out enjoying the boat. So again, just more counter space and very intuitive use of the surfaces that we have. At the helm deck, we can see that we have two 19-inch Raymarines, again recessed into the nice acrylic. And you can see that we have the ability with the digital switching to just go through the different options. For example, here we have the boat exterior lighting, we have the interior lighting, and it's going to show us all of the different aspects and what lights are on. But we also have the ability to look at systems and give us an overall view of the health of all the systems on the boat. The dash is complemented by a nice Fusion head unit, a 4-inch vessel view monitor, and as I step into the helm area here, we can see a nice stainless steel tilt wheel with our binnacle controls and our joystick piloting control right over here to the right hand. But if you're sitting at the helm station, it's very handy to have some of the key features right here at your fingertips, and they include the wiper and of course the ability to open and close vents and have the seat articulate forward and aft. Speaking of the helm area here, we have a very sizable helm deck pad up here which has an inductive phone charger and of course USB and phone chargers outlets as needed. And that's complemented on the port side again by the same apparatus, an inductive charger and battery ports. To the port side we have an optional 24-inch Raymarine display for your crew, and of course a little small glove box. But one of the key things of the boat is, because of the beam of 14 feet, it might be difficult to see the port side from the starboard side helm deck. So we're able to open up this compartment here, which reveals a port side joystick piloting module, which will allow you to look out at the dock and dock the boat with great ease. Well, I cannot say anything about this boat unless I specifically talk about what a great area this port side seating can be. So right now I'm going to flip this seat back, and you can see how it converts into a beautiful dining area for the boat. We have the rear enclosures that come down, and those enclosures do store overhead, as you can see here. And that could air condition this entire area. So this table can go down Once the table is in the down position, we can slide the seat over, and of course there's a release here. Once we hear the clip, it will go back and lock into place, right? So now you have, this is a lounge area that you can lean against, be forward seating. However, it gets better than that. We are now able to electrically rotate the seat around and create even larger lounging area. And I can tell you from experience, just recently, I was out in the Dry Tortugas, and one of my daughters did overnight up here, and it was just a great experience for her. Now, when you do rotate the seat around, you can see that you do pick up a bolster. So if you still want to be here riding forward looking, you have the ability to do that. The bow area of the 405 Conquest includes this beautiful nested sun pad area. And of course, it's complemented by this sunshade. Now, the backrests for this area also do articulate up to give you a nice forward seating. And of course, if you want to put them right back down, you can. They're complemented by 2 speakers and speaker controls to port and starboard. And of course, a must on every boat is an electric windlass. And this windlass is going to have a freshwater shower and light right in the compartment where it's placed. I'd like to invite you to come down in the cabin and see the very first Boston whaler with its own master stateroom. Here we have a door that can be closed to give you full privacy. Now, that's a very nice feature, and the very first in the Boston whaler. We have a full-size island berth. This island berth is complemented on the port and starboard side by storage closets. Okay, you can see the easy access up the island berth with some steps both to port and starboard. You do have overhead storage right up at the head unit, and the back of the cushion does articulate up to give you a backrest for reading. We have some reading lights overhead, and of course, like any master stateroom, we do have your own private entry to the head area. The head area does include a push-button vacuum flush system, a very nice vessel sink, and of course ample storage both overhead and at the sink level. As I come into the shower petition, we can see that it has an overhead rain shower, and as I stated, it does have a petition door which can close and isolate the head shower from the head compartment itself. The cabin area is complemented by a nice LCD TV with its own stereo system and iPad. Now, the settee here has storage throughout the entire base of all the cushions. Now, speaking of storage, one of the key areas that we have for storage on this boat is under the island berth. And here I can lift that up, and it'll reveal a sizable storage area, including the storage for the Dyson vacuum cleaner system included with the boat. As we go back here into the cabin, we can also see that we have overhead storage throughout the cabin, and this table will articulate down electrically, and there is a filler pad to make this another sleeping area in the cabin. This boat can easily sleep 6 full-size adults. When we come back here to the mid-berth, I'll go ahead and step back here. You can see that it's very comfortable and easy to get back here. We have a nice sitting area. It's complemented by a queen-size berth mattress, and of course you can see the reading lights and the optional rod storage overhead. Now, one of the key features here is also going to be the storage under the cushion, which electrically actuates up and gives us just another area that we can store things for those long overnight journeys. Okay, so once I leave the mid-berth area, you can see the galley arrangement here. We have a modest galley. In this case, we have the cooktop stove, a nice refrigerator, waste management system, a vessel sink, a sink, and of course wine racks overhead. Now, one of the key features here is that behind the panels, we do have a microwave to complement the area. Okay, so the next area that I want to talk about is the main distribution panel. And here again, as is in most whalers, this is a very simple system. We have 120 volts here, And we have our engine ignition, generator control, and a small 12-volt panel right here. So again, very simple for a 40-foot cabin boat to come onto the boat, turn on the batteries, turn the key, start the generator, and energize all of the systems. Now, speaking of systems, this boat is fully optioned out. So one of the things that we have is a Frostbox refrigeration system, Seakeeper 6 control panel here, and a Spectra fresh water maker. That really is a well outfitted boat. But guys, here's a new feature that I want to show you for the very first time on the 405 Conquest. Let's go up to the upper station. As I said, for the very first time, we're showing the upper station option on the 405 Conquest. And what an upper station it is. We have this beautiful forward lounge. It's accessible both from port and starboard. But coming back here, we have our nice helm seats with bolsters. We have an optional 11-inch Raymarine monitor, a 7-inch vessel view. But again, for having that situational awareness is nothing better than these outfits that we have up here on the upper station. A very nice stainless steel wheel, our binnacle controls, and of course our joystick piloting control right here. We also have a set of competition Rupp outriggers on this boat, including a center rigger, which will be coming in very handy when we're out marlin fishing or sail fishing. So on board and on top of the 405 Conquest is Captain Will Rogers wishing you tight lines.